What's up, people? Welcome to Quit for What. I'm your host, Ramon Jamal.
And I'm Kimberly Burnett.
Kim was in the building, y'all. And as you can see, if you're watching, we have a very, very special guest in the building, y'all. All right. Jenniva Cummings is here. Give it up for Jenniva, y'all. Straight up, it is so good to see you. I'm excited to have you on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Good to see you too.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. You know what I mean? And so we go way back.
Man.
Right. Hey, look, earlier I was trying to think to myself. I was like, what year was that? And I was going through my timeline.
It was before COVID.
It was before COVID.
Yeah.
It was before COVID.
Yeah.
Because COVID was what?
2021.
2020. So it was probably 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like maybe I feel like 19.
You think 2019?
Yeah.
Could have been.
Crazy how far away
that
how long ago. It doesn't seem like it when you write it down, but when you think about it, you're like that was some years ago.
You like start using the sentence pre-COVID,
right?
That's like a whole phrase.
That's like, oh my God, that's so long ago.
Right. But yeah, so since we brought that up, let's kind of touch on that. So, that was like when we first met. So, I had a studio at another location, and I had these multiple rooms. And I was like, I need to utilize this other room. And I'm like, what should I do? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't know how we connected, but we ended up, I came up with Lena's Beauty Bar.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
After
my wife.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I met with you.
Yep.
And we got it all set up. And you started doing makeup out of one of the rooms at my previous studio.
Yep. I remember how we linked though.
You do?
Yeah, from Brianna. She was like your intern.
Okay.
And I knew her because I worked at the Estee Lauder counter, and she was still in high school. Like she was like interning for like
my We Care Tees brand.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, I know somebody that got a space," because I was like looking for a space. So
okay.
That was like, I mean, like that's that like intentional God play right there, because she was coming to the counter just making conversation, just talking. I didn't even know she was in high school, but her makeup was like always super dope, so we would talk.
Yeah.
And then after she graduated, we just kept in touch, and then that ended up being the connection.
Okay. See, I couldn't remember how it went, but it was that your first time in a location doing makeup? Or were you in a location previous to that, like, working in somebody else's shop, or was,
Yeah, I was in another location prior to that. I was in a salon.
Okay.
And it had a lot more restrictions.
Okay.
And so I had a lot more freedom and all of that when I came with you. So,
right.
You was like, oh, no, whatever your ideas is, like, whatever you want to do. Like, you can come in when you want to come in, you leave when you want to leave.
That's it.
It was an old fire station. It was dope.
It was.
I didn't like the stairs.
I was about to say we needed that elevator though, because they was definitely playing.
Wait, when they put the elevator in when he left.
Yes, when he left.
It's all good.
Climbing them steps.
Yeah, it's better now. We ain't got no stairs. Just walk straight in.
Man,
Right.
It's so nice.
I appreciate it. So look, y'all, let's back up. We just jumped right into a conversation on how we met, but I think that's still cool. That's still relevant, right? But I just want to let people know who you are, okay, officially.
Okay.
All right. So Jenniva Cummings is a skilled makeup artist specializing in bridal, right? Special effects and body painting, with years of experience and a commitment to exceptional client experiences. Jenniva brings a unique touch to every occasion. Is that right, Jenniva?
That's right.
That's why we got you here.
That's
right. And I could say, the conversation previous to the introduction is relevant because you still doing it.
Man.
And this is Quit for What?
Quit for What? This was like so spot on, because you get in those moments where you be like, I'm ready to be done with this.
Yeah.
But so when Kim reached out, I was like, dang man, that's a sign.
Hey, listen.
Right.
I would never say no to y'all anyways.
Oh, we appreciate it. Yeah. And it's a fit. you are still going.
Yeah.
You belong here.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I belong in this space.
You sure do. You sure do. Yeah. Quit for what? Quit for what? So I'm going to speak on something else too. Okay. You actually have a show of your own.
Well, it's not yet.
Oh no, it is yet. You doing it, right? It's out there, right?
Right.
So the show is Brushes to Brushes.
Yes.
Podcast, right?
Yes.
And I'm gonna call it a show, right?
Okay.
Because it's I could see that really taking off.
Yeah.
You know?
You see
for
the
real.
vision?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Come on.
We're in the beginning stages with this, but I think it's dope. Like, I think that you don't see many people. I mean, we have the visual podcast like this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But like, how many people are like sitting down for hours and like taking time to the craft like that?
Yeah.
Like pre-COVID, you know, people used to do lives and that type of thing
Yeah.
all the time. So that's where we was trying to just get back to, like, you know, getting to know us as people
Right.
and mothers and, you know, working mothers and,
Right.
and still
Yeah.
finding time in the week to like
To do
sit
what
down
you-
and do what you love.
Yeah.
Right. So look, tell people like what is Brushes to Brushes? Like, what does it all involve? Right? So it's a show, it's video.
It is. It's a
Okay.
visual podcast. Eventually we want to be able to get to this level where we like sit down and like talk, you know, and you know, have our episodes, but it's mainly just around the visual aspect of a theme that we pick every week. But it was kind of like Brushes to Brushes. I mean, you know, like it's so easy to pit other artists against each other, especially in a small city, right? But it was like me and Tiff came together and we were like, superpowers activate, right? Like, so
Right.
like we're like stronger together, even though we both have, you know, individual strengths very much. So
Right.
we're like just stronger together as a unit. So that was like the whole Brushes to Brushes thing.
I don't know. It's so funny because I was watching when you did this last one, and I was just like, "How?" And I sat there and I watched you. You were like, just in the mirror like this.
I was like lining
and I was
the-
like, "How does she do that without having just being all over the place?"
Man, I don't even know. Honestly, that's painting backwards, because somebody said that to me, like, you're looking backwards when you're doing it, but I don't, that's just my brain. Maybe it's just, I'm a little backwards. So.
No.
It's just
in a good way.
yes, absolutely in a good way.
Right.
I think it's skilled.
It is.
you.
It is.
Yeah.
And I know throughout this conversation, we're going to dig deep into all that, you know, the hows and whatnot. But yeah, the show is dope.
Thank
right?
you. Thank you.
And you are giving free tutorials
Absolutely.
so that would be called like a 3D makeup, or what would that be? Like, what would that be considered?
That's considered FX.
Effects.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is free. I mean, eventually, you know, we want to be able to get to a level where we're able to offer more individual based, you know, subscriptions for people if they want to get more hands on. If you want to have like
that's something
an
nice.
individual lesson from either one of us. So
That's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be nice. That's right.
Yes.
Because you're already doing it. And all you gotta do is keep going. Like I said, I can see that really taking off.
Yeah.
You know
Thank
what
you.
I
I
mean?
appreciate
Just by
that.
doing that, it inspires a lot of other people that are trying to branch out. I know there's a little girl. She's only, I think, 6 or 7, maybe. And she does she does all kind of. I
Like
didn't even think a
the
kid
special
could
effects?
do all that. Yeah.
I wonder if is she like on did you see her on Facebook? Was it like a video where she was doing like
it's
transformation?
Her and her dad, or her dad is like her.
I think
and she's a little sister.
Yes.
And I was like, how do y'all do this?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so, and it's even more when you see little people.
yes.
You know, not very many people are doing it, but they're starting at a young age. And I'm sure by watching videos like your guys' videos was a lot of inspiration
Yeah.
to her.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be young like that and be able to see the visual representation. I mean, it's hard to find that now, kind of still.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a lot more artists that are on the scene that are doing it now.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. So we got Edits 257, is on, and they say keep doing what you are doing and never give up.
Yeah.
That's right. That's that quit for what right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Jenniva, I know I really didn't get to preface this before the show, but if you don't mind,
Okay.
I wanna go way back. We was just talking about a young lady doing makeup, 7 years old or whatnot. So I want to go back to when you were a youth.
Okay.
Okay. If you don't mind, like I want to know, like what was it like growing up, like in your household, like who was around you that may have influenced you in some way to what you're doing now? Is there anybody that you could think of back then?
Yeah, for sure. My mom.
Okay.
My mom is an artist. Well, I'll say is because I haven't really seen her pick up a pen or a pencil and draw in a really long time.
Okay.
But she originally wanted to go to art school. And so she used to have like these, I mean, I was probably in elementary school. She used to have these big portfolios
Okay.
of things that she's drawn and she's like sketched.
Right.
And then, I mean, as a kid, we used to color together. Though, like that was like a big thing. We used to have like those. You remember those jumbo?
Yeah.
Coloring books.
Yes.
And we would spend days, I mean, hours coloring out of these. But so I think that's probably where that inspo like really came from because she's just like naturally just an artsy person. But it was just me and my brother, my younger brother growing up. He did not get that art gene.
Okay. Okay. Well, see, listen, it is.
We see where it went.
Yeah. It's so
Thanks,
wild.
Mom.
Right. It's so wild that you saying that because I promise y'all on everything. I was thinking to myself, I wonder if it came from like coloring books or some type of like coloring or drawing when you were a kid.
Really?
I promise you on everything, I was thinking that.
Wow.
And so for you to come and say that your mom is an artist
Yeah.
and you used to draw and paint with her. So what was did she like use pencil? Was it actual paint? Was it chalk or like what was it? Do you recall?
like you're like pulling core childhood memories.
Yes, that's what he
We
does.
dig deep over
I
here.
mean,
Yeah.
really think I feel like she had all mediums.
Okay.
I like just like you have a flash of a visual. I feel like she had a lot of like the charcoal. Like she was good with like charcoal and pencil. I mean, and that's like a real skill. And she used to do portraits.
Yeah.
And animals. Like she's always been like an animal person. Like she's still an animal person. So it was like horses and so yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep, you get to digging deep and then bring
Shout out
up
to my
all the
mom. Thanks,
memories.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to mom. Shout out to mom. Okay. So, and just a side note, my mom used to draw and stuff, and she used the big jumbo books, but she did chalk.
Really?
So like the black chalk and stuff.
Yeah.
And those pieces on the wall, that's my dad's stuff right there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah. So yeah.
These are dope.
Yeah, art, man. That gets you
would-
going.
I would love to paint on this medium. Like
Yeah.
I want to be able to paint like acrylic paintings like this.
Okay. Well, listen here. I guess we got your mom is on. Is that your mother there,
Uh-oh.
Jennifer?
Yep.
Is that okay? She said,
Hey, Mom.
I use a bit of everything.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Mom gonna tell her
That's
story.
Yeah. That's,
I thought I had it right. I said you look like you did a little bit of it all.
thanks for joining. But that is so awesome. And I think that is something, a seed that was planted, because if you think about even what you're doing now with the effects, like we were talking about drawing backwards and doing all that, come on now.
Yeah, and shading and
All
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Give it up for moms. Give it up for moms.
Yes,
Oh, for
that's where it
sure.
starts. And the fact that you were doing it when you were young, and that just opened up doors for you. Because I've heard a lot of stories where people say, well, my mom or my dad did this, and I, took it up, and then they actually liked it, and there you go.
Yeah. So let's get to how that transitioned to the makeup. Okay. Okay. So when did the makeup thing hit? Okay. As a youth, where you get to a point where you started messing around with different, like lipstick, you know,
No.
or whatever, or did you just pop off and just full face beat out the gate? Ain't that what you call it?
Yes, yeah, they call it beating the face.
Out the
Beat the
gate.
face.
You got the term right. Yep, you got it. No, I actually didn't find makeup until I was an adult. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I was grown with my kids, and I was working a bunch of like office jobs, and I kept getting like laid off, or I don't know. I just was like always unsatisfied. Like I feel like I was like in this little box, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to school for hair. I'm gonna go get my cosmetology license, because at least I'll have something to like fall back on. Right? Like I got some type of skill set, regardless if like an office job or something doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so I signed up for my cosmetology license at Paul Mitchell, and I got there and realized like I hated hair. Like, I was like, man, what? Doing other people's hair. I used to be like just wanting to get my hair washed.
Right.
Like, who could wash my hair today? Like I was not.
Right.
I was not. But I mean, it was a lot of money. And they also made you very like well-rounded. They called us future professionals. And so they were like, you don't want to give your money away if you can do all of your services behind the chair, you know?
That's true.
So it was, you know, aesthetics. And then one of the teachers that I had, her name is Alyssa. Shout out to Alyssa. I tell this story like all the time because it really was Alyssa. She and her husband were into theater. And so she was introducing the special effects and the body painting and that type of stuff on top of the regular makeup. And so that's how it happened. Like I was just like, oh dang, I could do this. Like I was kind of doing my makeup a little bit, but I wasn't like into it. Like it wasn't like I could do this professionally, or I want to do this every day. I was just, you know, like, I want to look cute for school.
Right.
And got there and was like, oh, like I fell in love.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So look, you touched on you know, having a job and feeling like you're in a box.
Oh man.
You know. When you walked in, it was like a sigh of relief.
Oh, it was.
You know, because it's a reality, y'all. I mean, we're gonna touch on, you know, pursuing your passion, but still doing what you got to do in the meantime.
Right.
To fuel your passion.
Yeah.
Right. If you got to do that, you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but you're doing what you got to do to make it happen. We speak to that too.
Yeah. I think that there's a misconception that you're not successful if you are not pursuing what you love full time.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and in this economy, with the price of a bag of grapes,
Yes.
groceries, I mean, just living in general, you have to really be realistic, right?
Yeah.
And you have to dedicate just as much time to the job as you do to the passion. You just can't like get lost in that sauce. So
Right.
it's okay to let the 9 to 5 fuel whatever it is that you're doing.
The 5 to 9.
Yeah, like I said like a couple weeks ago, because I was off work for like 3 days, I was like, man, I gotta get back to my reality. And this was like after I had came off a set, and I had worked this movie. We had shot a movie in 5 days. And my boyfriend was like, that's not your reality. Like, you being on set is your reality. That job is like your side hustle.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how you got to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you're right.
That's exactly how you got to look at it.
And y'all see how she just said, I was on set and we shot a movie in 5 days. And she just like kept going.
Right. It's nothing.
Okay.
Man.
Let's back up. Cause you, I've seen it. You are doing your thing.
Thank you.
Okay. So you learned up to this point, and you are now actually doing makeup on movie sets.
Yeah.
That's big. So let's talk
Yeah.
about that. How did that come about?
Man, I'm just telling it's just God being
Listen.
intentional like that. Really, that's really what it. Somebody that I probably let me back this up. So I did her makeup after she had already referred me to the production team. It was just one of my Facebook friends, like somebody that I didn't even know personally, and she was like, she sent me this page and was like, hey, these people are looking for a makeup artist, and they want somebody that does regular makeup and the SFX makeup, and I think you should go out for it. And I was like, I kind of sat on it for a second. Oh, I actually never told this story though.
Let's go. First time, y'all. First time on Quit
You
for What.
hearing it here live.
You're hearing it first here. Let's go.
Somebody said because I'm famous. My friend said because I'm famous. And so I sat on it for like a day. I ain't gonna lie, because I was like, that imposter syndrome was kind of in there a little bit. Like, am I really ready for this level? Like, I said I wanted to do movies, and that's all I kept saying. Like, man, I just wanted to make it for movies. So I reached out, and the person was like, oh yeah, send over your work. They looked at my page, and then they gave me like a price. And I had a wedding during the time frame that the movie was going to be shot. So I was on this bridal team. So I was like, dang, I got this obligation to this bridal team. Like, I don't know if, I want to cancel on these people. It's somebody's wedding day.
Right.
But then I was like, this might be like the life-changing moment. Do I want to be like, I'll let this go for,
Yeah, and it was a bridal team. So that means
other people could have took over.
Okay.
Right.
I'm trying to.
So it wasn't just me.
Right.
So
right,
it
right.
was, if I didn't show up, other artists would be available.
They was in place.
They wasn't going, just be crap out of luck.
Right.
So I originally told the production company is called HWIC. I originally told them no. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it based off the date. They're like, oh, okay, no problem. And then I swear I sent that message, and like 20 minutes later, I was like, actually, I'm going to be able to do that. So they were like, this will be like a test run. They didn't know me. We didn't have a rapport.
Right.
And the rate was like super low, but it gave me all of the experience that I needed. And it was called Locked In. It's on Tubi.
Okay.
It's called Locked In.
Cool.
And then after that, we was locked in.
That's
So, like, really, literally.
Yeah.
So like all of the other projects and stuff that have been going on, they've definitely, like made me a part of the team. So that's cool.
That's dope.
We got some projects coming up. They actually are about to start a series. And HWIC stands for Hollywood in Cleveland.
Okay.
Which is super symbolic because I've like never given up on my Hollywood dreams, like to live in Cali. And I went out there for it, just to go to this cinema makeup school and get more experience with like SFX and that type of stuff. But I had to come home, and I kept thinking like, man, I swear I'm gonna get to Hollywood. And I'm working with a production company called Hollywood in Cleveland.
That's it.
Hey,
that's it.
It all starts somewhere.
Yeah.
And you just went ahead, you did it, you did what you had to do, and it's just up from there.
It is.
It really is.
It really, I feel like, it can be hard to stay on that path, like you said, quit for what, but like when you really got the vision, like you just can't give up on the vision, man.
You can't.
That's all you think about.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that you said, think about what you're saying. You said, I want to be in Hollywood. You said, I want to do movies, right? Makeup and, effects for movies. And those things were presented to you, right? You put it out there, but you kept going, right?
Yeah.
So it caught up to you. You put it out there and you kept going, and it presented itself.
Yeah.
Right? So we talk about quitting and quitting for what? If you would have stopped, if you would have quit, those opportunities that came your way, you wouldn't have been ready.
Yeah.
You would not have been ready. They would have been looking at old stuff.
Yeah.
That might not have been as good.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you get better as you go.
Yeah.
Right.
So the fact that you have just continued to push through regardless of any type of feelings. All right. So let's talk about those feelings. Okay. Because you did mention at times, you felt like
giving up.
Oh
yeah, for sure.
Or even the imposter syndrome. Like that's a feeling that can make you feel like backing out.
Fear.
Yeah.
The feeling of fear alone drives a lot of things.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't know, you just gotta have a couple cries, and most importantly, the very strong sound support system of people around you.
Yeah.
And the faith in yourself and your abilities that no matter what, like it's looking crazy. But we gonna get there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's you got to go through the crazy, the bad, the
Man.
ugly.
Yeah.
But it's so beautiful in the end. It's just, can you withstand the storm? And the storm is just the triumphs that we deal with on a regular basis. But being able to get through that and see the beauty on the other side of it, like
Listen.
what you created.
Yeah.
I would never, I
well
always
worth it.
say that, like, I would never pretend like I have it all together, you know? Like, I just don't have those days where I want to throw in the towel, because I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do, I just have a great support system, and they be like, girl, bye.
Right.
Have a cry today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Right.
That's it. And then too, you are so passionate about what you're doing that if you were to stop doing it, you would feel horrible.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I couldn't even see myself going back to work full time in a box. I mean, like, I was doing accounting. I worked at Allstate for 10 years. Like, I mean, I got some office creds. So that's why I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Because I at one point I really was like pushing myself to not explore the creative aspect because there was no security.
Yeah.
There's security in that 9 to 5 and, you know, knowing what my paycheck is going to look like every week,
Yeah.
you know, my 401k, whatever it is. And there's not always a lot of security on the other end. And so when you have kids, when you have other responsibilities, it's hard to just like break out of that. But the love for what I do just outweighs that.
Yeah.
So
Love conquers all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
So like you said, you had to really push yourself to try to think different. Like, I need to just, you know, go to do this 9 to 5, pay my bills, and this. You try to force yourself not to, you know, do the makeup thing, but you can't get away from it.
I can't. Even when I made an announcement in like December that I was like closing my books, people was messaging me like a couple weeks later. So like, I really can't get an appointment. So I was like, you know what? No.
You made a lot of people nervous. I got a little nervous. I was like, I didn't even I only got to go once.
Literally, I was like, no panic. I'm still here.
That's what's up. So yeah, your work speaks to that. Like, people, they need you, Jenniva. So you know, and you need to keep going. You need to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about like your technique, right? Is there an artist out there that you look to that kind of influenced you to do the type of looks that you're doing, right? Because, you know, I've heard that there's, you know, different, you know, like when it comes to like regular makeup, there's some that do extreme, there's some that's a little more light with it or whatnot, on, you know, like the bridal stuff, right? Am I correct in saying that?
Yes.
Like,
there are different levels of beat.
Yes. Right. And what would you say as far as that, like your level? Because I can tell you what I've heard, that you're more like on the softer side when it comes to, right? See,
that's
talking,
right.
girl.
You do that?
You
streets
it.
be
Come on now. Come on.
I would definitely say that I'm a soft glam artist.
Yeah.
I pride myself on people looking like themselves.
Okay.
You know, just the glammed version of you. Makeup doesn't have to be heavy. And for a long time, I think I struggled with that because, I mean, when you compare yourself to like other artists in the field, their makeup styles don't necessarily look like mine.
Right.
But you know, that's one of those things where you just like have to really believe in yourself. So I was just like, this is my lane. This is what I love to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at like red carpet makeup. I mean, makeup in the movies.
Yeah.
They do not have super beat face. Half the time you don't even know those people even wearing makeup, and they probably got a full face on. You know,
especially with those high res cameras, you got to
man, that HD.
You had to
the HD picking up everything.
Wow,
it's unforgivable.
Right.
So yeah, I would definitely say I'm soft glam.
And what led you to in that direction? Because you said too that you struggled a little bit because you may have been seeing more of the heavy beat, right? So so what led you in that direction and got you to a point where you're like, yeah, this is my lane, I'm not doing that?
Well, it kind of shoots back to the question you were asking of like who kind of influenced it. So there was an influencer that I was following. Well, that I still follow. Her name is Jackie Ina. And Jackie kind of like created this lane for women of color on YouTube that wasn't there. And she looked like me. She was brown skinned. Now, a lot of YouTubers were either lighter or white. And so she really started this whole beauty evolution. I guess that's the best way to like really describe it. But that was her makeup style. So it made me feel more comfortable. Like, it's okay if this is how your makeup looks, because this woman is doing the same type of thing, and she making 6 figures a year. I mean, probably beyond that now. You know what I mean? Like, she's expanded that into like makeup brands and I mean all kind of stuff. So I was like, if Jackie can do that, man, I can do that.
You got
like,
it.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's what's up. And I can see like those things are coming your way as well.
Man, I received that from Mom.
Right.
Hey.
Okay, because I need a good brand deal. But you know what? I need to put my face out there more. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be more consistency. That's my own accountability right here on the screen for us.
That's we talk about that all the time.
It has to be more consistency in my videos and the type of content in order to secure those brand deals, because I could be great, but how are they going to know if I'm great if I don't post it?
You're very, very right about that. I do understand more so now how important it is if you're really trying to put yourself out there, especially with social media. It's like you got to do this every day.
Man, it's a job.
Thank you.
They be talking about
I don't know how people do this all day. I be like, I'm good to get one post in.
Listen, Kim, let me tell you, I thought I was going to vlog today because I was like, oh, I got a busy day. I had like 4 errands. I forgot to even record in the first 3 errands. So it was like...
I'm working my way up to that. I ain't got there yet.
I seen your video though of the taco soup.
The taco soup.
I said I'm gonna make that. No, that was good. That was good. And your edits was good.
Oh, I was trying.
You had to put it out there though for her to see it.
Yeah.
See now, see, you didn't even know she's seen it. Look at how it works.
It was a challenge, but I was like, I gotta do something. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to make a change in my life, or if I want to see more, because there's an area where I want to get back to, but it's just building. You know, so that people can see you. Like you said, I got to put myself out there more. So it's just breaking out of that shell.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's hard to find that balance too when, I mean, working and, and doing other things.
And that's been the big thing for me is working, and then all you have is the weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, but see, like I said, you got your 9 to 5, you got the 5 to 9. Right?
Yeah.
So it's really what you going to do with that time. We go and we put in work at work.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we come home and we want to take a nap. And we want to watch
me.
you know these shows and all that. But
or
we got
scroll on TikTok for hours.
Yeah, but
you don't even mean to scroll like that. You just like, I'm gonna just check real quick.
But see,
seriously.
But that's the thing though, like you said, you know, putting yourself out there and whatnot. And I always think about, you know, any company. You know, it's sometimes you see the same commercial back to back. You're like, they just played that commercial, but they just you see it again. Yeah. So we got to be our own commercials. And the thing about it is, it's free for us.
That's true.
You're right.
They paid thousands, if not millions, to be on this. You know, especially if it's the Super Bowl, you're gonna pay millions. Yeah. But we these devices and all this stuff is in our hands for free.
Yeah.
So we got to keep going and putting ourselves out there. So with that being said, it's coming. You about to have the brand deal. Like you said before, you put stuff out there and you work towards it.
You're right.
Right.
So I just need to make sure that I get the link, cause
yes,
you know,
I got
That's
you.
what's up. That's what's
I
up.
I got you.
So look, I want to know, like, your creative process, right? So let's start with like the bridal, right? How does that pan out? Do you have a lookbook or something, or does like a bride come to you and let you know what look they're going for? Do they bring you, you know, pictures, or how does that work with something like that?
It varies from person to person. Some brides are like very organized and they know like to the T, right? Like I know this is how I want my hair, my makeup, like my nails, you know. And then there are other brides that are just like, I'm gonna let you do whatever. And so in those instances, like, you know, if I have creative freedom, I'll normally start like a Pinterest board, and then we'll like put those pins in there together and come to like a common ground. But if it's the other bride, I just do what you want to do. It's your day.
That's me. I'm like, do your thing.
Well, I love that because, then I don't feel like there's a lot of pressure, when people know exactly what they want. But when you like, let the artist just create.
Yeah.
It's
that's
a little
what I
less
like.
pressure.
Right. So I was going to ask which one you like better.
I like the freestyles.
You like to do your thing.
Yeah. I like, because the number one thing I think is that a lot of people will bring you a makeup style and they don't have the same face shape or the same eye shape. So you're showing me a picture of somebody who may have more lid space, and you might have a hooded lid, and so your eyeshadow is not going to look the same way as theirs would look.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Or like, your face shape. So all of that, it really plays a huge part. So when you let your artist kind of have a little more wiggle room, then I'm able to be like, all right, this is customized. Like, this should be a customized experience for you.
Right. So, so if you got that bride that wants a specific look and what she's showing you don't match her face shape or her lid space. See, I'm with it.
Okay, with the terminology.
Right.
How
do you approach that? Do you speak to them about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not gonna. I want you to be comfortable with whatever it is that you choose to do. But I'm going to educate you on why my expertise or or what I feel may look better on you. I mean, and some people are open to it and other people are like, no, this is dead what I want.
Right.
So I mean, you got to be able to just like I said, give the people what they want.
Be flexible. Be flexible.
I'm very flexible.
Yeah.
I'm open to it. I'm like, okay, maybe not so much of the glitter and maybe a little of the shimmer.
Okay.
So, we come to a common ground.
But they hired you for a reason.
Yes. And you know what I really appreciate the most is that a majority of the brides that book me do not book a consultation. Which says a lot to me because like, especially if you don't know me on a personal level, you're just like, oh, my cousin told me that you do amazing makeup and I just want to book you for this day. That's a lot of trust in me to come in on your big day. I mean, like those pictures and that's forever.
Yeah.
So I can't go in and mess up.
And I'm sure they saw your work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to keep putting that work out there.
Yes.
So people can see it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Those opportunities gonna keep coming your way.
Yes.
All right. So let's we talked about the bridal stuff. So let's go to the effects, right? So and I know you do your thing when you want to do your thing, and on the brushes, don't y'all do y'all's thing. Like how do you come up with those ideas when you start doing the effects stuff? Right?
Well, a lot of it comes from either Pinterest. I mean, Pinterest is like a SEO, right? Like, I mean, I don't know if people know what an SEO is, but
search engine optimizer or optimization.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just
But that's like the number one place that I'm gonna go to for some type of image before I go and try and like search for if somebody has done it on maybe TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of times it's just like a bunch of things put together, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna do a little bit from this and a little bit from this, and like make it my own.
Okay.
So
you pick like different things from different pins, and you just
images.
You take what you like from each one and put it together, right? So those are just unique looks that you just do.
Yeah, for the most part. And if I am recreating something that somebody else has already done, I make sure that I give them credit.
Okay.
For the inspo, for sure.
And I know sometimes you're inspired by movies right?
Oh, you mean like the Marvel stuff?
Yeah, I've seen you do some things.
Yeah.
Did you do Grinch? Grinch?
Oh, I've done the Grinch. I want to say I did it 3 years in a row. I didn't do it this last year because I was like, the people probably tired of this by now. But yes, I did the Grinch.
So movies inspire you as well.
Yeah.
And then we talked about how you approach, just doing a effects look that you want to do. How do you approach the movie stuff? Do you just get pictures and photos of that person or thing and then work off of that? Or do you just start doing it and just, out the top of your head?
Well, so when I first started, the inexperienced me was just out there winging it. I was just like, I'm just going to bring everything that I could possibly pack inside of a kit and we're going to drag it on set. The more experienced me now is coming with a face chart. So if I know what the actress, or whatever their character is, so I collab with whoever does wardrobe, and I'll be like, what is the character? What are they wearing? Because that makes a difference in the makeup too. Yeah. Like in this last one I worked, the girl was really artsy, so I wanted her liner to be a little more graphic. She had maybe more of a highlight compared to somebody who would be like a granny and it would be subtle. So I used face charts.
Okay.
But they actually send you out information on the call sheet on what each scene is broken down and entails. So that gives me a better idea of what I need to be prepared for each one. So I'm able to really prep. I mean, like I say, the inexperienced me was just not looking at any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But
see, that's you're learning as you go.
Right.
And that's a huge thing. I mean, it's prep. So with everything, I mean, you have to prepare to be successful. So.
Not only that, but if you had that card, then that make me feel a lot more comfortable too.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, so she's writing everything down, so she knows about each individual, that just makes that person that much more, I'll say me.
Yeah.
Comfortable because now she's learning to, know what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because I know I have the skin tone that sometimes when you put makeup on, it has a red tone to it or something. So those notes definitely help.
Yeah, they do. And I'll I've gotten to the point where I'll organize my bags, so I need to make sure. And there's a lot of times people just don't think about this type of thing. Are you allergic to latex? So that means that I can't use certain type of products on you. I can't. Maybe I have to build a prosthetic. So there's all this extra information that you need to know. But I like to organize bags for each one of my actors or whoever the talent is. So they have a lot of security in that because they always say that to me, man, I've never seen nobody organized like this on set. So your bag is your bag. So your brushes, your whatever I need for the scene, my note cards, everything is organized within my bag. So I can just grab it.
And that's even better because you're not using others the same stuff you used on a few people before. And that's just, especially if you have skin problems, it's just good to know that you're just using the brushes that you used on me.
Yeah, you got to be sanitized. Yeah. I mean, that's, MRSA is a real thing.
We learned a lot from COVID.
Okay.
Man, wash my hands all the time.
All right, let's go into the body painting, right?
Okay.
So more so, I want to speak more so to you doing it, on yourself.
Yeah.
Earlier we talked about how you're in the mirror.
Yeah.
And you're doing that, and it's you're making it even, and it looks good when you're done. So how did you get to that level, right?
Oh, I don't even honestly. I don't know.
That's a lot of practice.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, definitely a lot of practice. But we're our worst critics. People will say my work back in the day, when I first started, was just as great. I didn't think so, though. Yeah. But I don't, it just got to be practicing. You just keep doing it. I've been doing it now, I want to say this year makes 7 years.
Wow.
Okay.
So, I mean, instead of practice make, what is it? Practice
Practice
makes
makes
perfect.
perfect.
I say
Yeah.
practice makes permanent.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I agree.
Yep. Keep
You
going.
keep going at it, you will never lose it.
I would
Once you
love to
stay
do
at it.
the other aspect of the body painting though. Like I want to be able to body paint more like nude models. Like I want people to be like a little more comfortable so that I can draw like clothes and like for photo shoots, like that type of thing.
Okay.
I want to branch out with it. I mean, because body painting goes like so far. You know, the dancers in Beyonce's video, in her brown skin girl video, that was a makeup artist and she specializes in just body paint. She came in and did that. I think the video with Cardi B and the City Girls, like they were like painted as like tigers.
Okay.
I follow that makeup artist. That's all she does. Like she's called the body painting queen. So there's like avenues for that.
Yeah.
But not so much here. I need people to like.
Yeah, open up, branch out. Yeah. And that's wild because that was the next thing I was really gonna ask you.
Really?
Is about like if there are any like techniques or trends in makeup in the makeup industry that you find exciting or challenging, right?
Oh, that I find exciting or challenging.
Well, speaking on the body painting thing, I mean that seems to be exciting.
That's very exciting. I love that. Like I want to be able to, like what they call, if Beyonce was like, I'm about to shoot a video and I want to be an alien and we need the best of the best.
Let's go.
I want somebody to be like, oh, I know this chick.
Right.
And this amazing artist, Jenniva, she been doing body painting for,
Yeah. At a little old Akron, Ohio.
Man.
And I guess
Honestly.
the challenge would be to get people to want to do that locally.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess there's like model calls and stuff that you can have like that. I don't really know how to explore that avenue because, I mean, asking people that on Facebook doesn't always give the best results.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you. Well, do you want to say something?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. Is there anything else that you find exciting that's, techniques that are on the rise or, anything like that within the makeup industry?
Right now, Pat McGrath, who is like, they call her mother. Pat McGrath is a black makeup artist. I mean, and she has been makeup artist to like the celebrities for like the longest time. I mean, like I'm talking about the 80s. Like she's like that girl. And she started this glass skin trend that like really kind of shook up the makeup community.
Okay.
And it was using a face mask, and it was like diluted down into water and spray painted, not spray painted, I'm sorry, airbrushed onto the models for this fashion show in Paris.
Okay.
And so that's been like a really big trend that I've been obsessed with because it looks like porcelain on the skin, but to get the makeup to lay underneath and make it look like it's just like one whole unit, like one whole mask, like that's a real skill level.
Wow.
So I've been like kind of obsessed with that. I would love to be able to like assist Pat McGrath one day, Danessa Myricks. They're like innovators in the makeup industry, like trendsetters for sure, and they're black women and they have their own products, you know what I mean? Like they're like the blueprint.
Yeah. Have you tried that yet? Have you tried to do that at all? Or?
No, people ask me that all the time. They're always like, you want your own makeup line? I'm not really too interested in that. I mean, I don't know, down the line maybe, but I do want to have my own brush line, so I'm working on that. That's in the works.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm going to need to get them brushes too.
Yeah, because the brushes they're like so important. Like your tools are important.
They are, and I realize that even more now as I'm learning to do it on my own. Like you gotta have some good brushes. I've had some bad brushes.
They fall all apart on you.
Yeah.
and even speaking on that, like how do you stay up to date on like the new products and everything like that are, because everything evolves and gets better.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does. So how do you stay up on all that?
Well, there's a couple pages that I follow on Instagram. One specifically is called Trend Mood. And it gives you all of the like updated products and stuff that are coming out. I mean, you know, and of course there's like TikTok. But I do take these like beauty educational courses on the Danessa Myrick's website. She has like a monthly subscription. I think it's like $20 a month, and you just have like unlimited access to like what you would need as an artist, like trends and bridal techniques. I mean, things from people that are like real working professionals that are like working people like, you know, red carpet and you know, Vogue. I mean, like, they're actually working artists, so that's kind of cool. I mean, for $20, you know, to have like continued education that's a pretty good deal. But you have to take the time to like sit down and be like, okay,
right. And you're a working artist as well.
Yes, I am.
You know, and speaking of working artists, what was the biggest moment so far that you've done, either with a client or a production, or even recognition for something that you did for yourself or on yourself?
I think the biggest thing would have to be the movies with HWIC.
Okay.
Because I get to showcase all of the aspects. Maybe not so much on the body painting side.
Yeah.
But, you know, I get to do regular makeup. I get to do special effects. I get to do gore. So, yeah, that's got to be the biggest thing, because, I mean, I really manifested that in the craziest way, to be like, yeah, I want to be working these movies. I want to be, and really, I'm like working these movies. And at first, you know, people were like trying to clown Tubi a little bit. Like Tubi movies were like
Tubi
low budget, and, you know, it wasn't this big deal. But like Tubi movies, they got some good quality movies on there.
Yeah, some of my faves is on.
Yes.
There's like I follow this, I say a Detroit crew, but there's, I love them. Yeah. And then now you're starting to see them slowly, they're starting to get on the big screens.
Yep.
So
yeah, the Detroit, Detroit got Tubi on lock. They got it figured out. But that's also been really dope too, because I've been able to work with like Mina Monroe, and like Mina is like huge on the Tubi scene. Like they call her like the hood Halle Berry.
Okay.
So I got to work with some people that, you know, would be considered celebrities. But that's definitely the high.
Yeah. And that's the thing though, as we talk about this, is, you know, people, you know, was clowning Tubi,
man,
and at the same time basically kind of clowning you because you were about to do some things that were going to be on Tubi. So that that little thing, that ain't not, but look at what's happening though.
On ghetto Tubi. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tubi definitely has some ghetto movies. That's on understandable. There. I mean, there's ghetto movies on Netflix, honestly.
Exactly. In the theaters. Come on now. Right. Let's talk about it.
You're right. So I feel like, you know, I mean, you just, you can't listen to what other people be talking about. Like, you just got to do what you do.
Exactly. And Tubi is growing.
Man. It is. Like,
and everybody got to start somewhere.
The platform is like, especially after like the last Super Bowl, like with their advertisement. Yeah.
And so by you having something on there, you're growing as well with the platform.
Yep.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So that makes me think about like everything. Like when the first person that jumped on YouTube and started doing their thing, and probably people clowned them like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
First person that jumped on TikTok and started dancing. All those different little things that people can try to clown you for.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
And you keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? You know? So it was one thing we watched that talked about you're crazy until you're successful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I mean, that is a true statement. I honestly, and no shade to my family if y'all watching, but I remember them asking me, was I going through something when I was like, I'm about to quit my job. Like the first time I quit it, because I quit it a couple times, y'all, and went back, you know, because I just wasn't sure. But like that first initial jump, they were like, what? Why? Like, what? What are you doing?
Right.
You know, because it sounds crazy to be like, I'm going to leave this secure little box and jump out into the unknown.
Yeah.
You know,
I did that once.
Yeah.
and I'm feeling it again.
Yes.
But I just haven't done it.
Yeah.
But I know how that feels.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I definitely know how it feels. Actually, before you got here, Kim, I stood over there and I said, what am I doing?
He did.
Really?
You got to understand. Yes, everybody goes through that.
Yeah.
Right? But we keep going.
You're right.
You know, that's why I started this show and I called it Quit for What? How can I quit if I started a show called Quit for What? They're like, this dude, come on, man. you know.
Yeah.
And I want to, something else I told you I was going to touch on because you asked me something and we about to wrap up here. There's a stuffed tiger behind me.
Yeah. I saw
Okay. My old studio at the firehouse, you know, I'm a visual person and I was setting it up and everything. And I had an empty space behind me on camera. I'm like, I need to get something to put it back there. Right. Tiger is my favorite animal. Right.
Okay.
So I got a stuffed tiger and I say, that's my motivation.
Okay.
He behind me.
Okay.
He chasing me. I got to keep going.
I know that's right.
I got to keep going. So yeah, little inside thing. That's another motivation for me, inspiration. I can't stop. Got to keep going.
Gotta keep
right.
going.
So Jenniva, this is awesome. We greatly appreciate you for being on this show.
Appreciate you for having me.
I want to know, for any young and upcoming makeup artists, ones who are already doing it, ones who are thinking about doing it, like, what could you say to them to motivate them and to keep them going, inspire them?
Well, the first thing I think would be to write the vision and make it plain. Mm-hmm. Like, take whatever is in your head and put it on paper, because I feel like that creates way more accountability.
Yeah.
To like see that, put it somewhere where you can look at it every day. So like, even if you feel like you're not working towards these goals, or it seems like it's so far away, like you'll never get there, you know, like that you have this like constant reminder, and to like keep practicing, like just do it. Like you got to do it. There's nothing to it but to do it.
To do it.
You really have to, you got to get into the grit of it, get out of your own way, get out of your own head, stop listening to what other people are telling you. Like, don't let other people's opinions rub off on what you truly love and desire.
Yes.
And keep the faith in God that, you know, if he gave you the vision, it's there.
Yep.
Right.
Like, he ain't give it to you for nothing.
Right.
That's
You
it.
got it.
It's totally up to you to see it through.
Yeah.
And like you said, you know, even family,
Yeah.
you know, you just got to keep going.
Yeah. You do.
Yeah. You know what inspires you. You know what you're passionate about. You got to act on it, and you gotta keep going.
Everybody is not going to understand, and that's okay. Right. You like remove your feelings from that and just focus on you.
Right. Yep.
That's it. And we got Tiffany. We got a couple Tiffany's in here. The first one I'm gonna put up, it said, "Okay, little sis." I don't know, Tiffany Millerons, I believe it is.
Yeah, hey Tiff. And then the other Tiff Cotto,
here.
that's my Brushes to Brushes partner.
Okay. She said, "I love the transparency." All
Thank
right.
you, Tiff.
Oh, for sure. And as far as people being able to see your work, reach out to you for you to come and, you know, do your work for them, like, what is the best way for them to contact you, get in touch with you for something like that?
The best way to contact me is going to be through my scheduling links. So I'm not one of those people where, you know, if you inbox me, I'm going to ignore your you know, as I know that's like a common thing, right? People are like, oh, she don't respond to inboxes. But on all of my social media profiles, there is a link that is the direct link to click where all of the information on booking is there. Okay. So, I mean, it gives you all the categories. It's broken down into each category and it's organized, and, you know, it explains in detail what you're looking for, and then you can just click and book.
Cool.
It's a very simple process.
All right. So when we repost this, we're going to put your links and everything underneath here so people can get in touch with you. And before we jump off, I'm just going to highlight a couple of comments here. Is it Linnea, I believe? I love this for her. She has come so far. Right. And I see your mom say, yes, proud mom.
Thanks, Mom.
All right. Let me see. Who else here? I believe is it Taisha, I believe. So proud of my friend. You are doing amazing with everything.
Thank you,
All
friend.
right.
Love you.
Your support system.
Yeah.
And again, Jenniva, I wanted to make sure you were able to, let people know how to contact you. One last thing, is there anything that you have coming up that you want to speak on? Right quick.
Do I have anything coming up? I do have a class coming up. I don't have an exact date yet, but I will have another class that's coming for the spring. So I do a spring and a summer. I'm only going to do them quarterly. I'm only doing 4 this year.
Okay.
Because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot
right.
to prep for a class.
Yeah.
So that'll be the biggest thing. And then, with brushes to brushes, just like pushing out content and, just seeing more of my face.
There you go. There you go.
That's all you gotta do.
That's it. That's it. Well, all right, y'all. Jenniva, again, I know what I said as a couple times. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank
on
you for
Quick
having
What.
us.
Yeah, we
Thank
really
you for
enjoyed
coming.
it. Oh, for sure. And I hope that
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, everybody out there that's watching, we hope you enjoyed it. And with that being said, I guess we're gonna close it down. You ready, Kim?
Yes.
All right, y'all. So listen, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. As always, do what you got to do to make it happen. Don't give up. Quit for what? Until next time. Peace.